Hey, it's Corey Harlock, creator of Key Hire Solutions, where we work with small business owners to help them stop grinding and start growing. And today I want to talk to you about the market and what's going on with hiring. We've been out in the market throughout this entire pandemic, some crazy times, but there is a noticeable shift going on right now. So I just want to talk to you about this as small business owners because I'm sure you have a lot of questions and some things are going on out there and you're wondering, am I alone in this or is this happening to everyone? So what's going on in the market? The first thing is there are more jobs than people out there right now. And things are moving really quickly. And the job seeker or the employees, they're not mobilized. But I think independently from what they're hearing in the news and the support they're getting at home, they are being much more selective about what they're willing to do or what they will do. And secondly, the price of talent is going up, and not just a little. I'm seeing 20, 30, 50% increases in salary expectations. Now, why is that? So let's go back, and I really want you to see this kind of from the employee leader point of view. For 20 years, these people have been commuting to work. They've been spending 30, 45, 60, 90 minutes a day in the car. They've also been missing out on their kids' school events or personal activities, or it's hard for them to get that time off work and they're always, rushing around, maybe having to push things to the weekend, then rushing around on weekends. And for the last year and a half, 2 years, we've told them to go home. You can do your job from home. Where for the past 20 years, they were told you have to be in the office. They're enjoying this time. They've gotten time back. They don't have to commute anymore. They're at home. They can walk their children to school. They can pick them up from school. They can attend their kids' events. They're enjoying the house they're paying a mortgage in. They're eating at home. They can go for a walk at lunch. There's a bigger sense of community and family being built. And I think people have become very accustomed to it. Not everyone. There are some people who want to go back to the office. There are some people who want a mixture of flexibility and office work. And there are some people who want to be 100% remote. In a previous video, I talked about I think it's a 40-40-20 split. 40% of people are, and I get these messages, if this isn't a 100% remote opportunity, I'm not interested. 40% of the people are looking for a degree of flexibility, and this isn't Flex Fridays. This is 2 or 3 days at home and 2 or 3 days at work. And then there's 20% of the people who are wanting to or willing to come into the office full-time and work. So how does that translate to you, the employer? If we know this, there's a real emotional shift that has happened. How can we mediate the risk and what levers can we pull in order to put together a structure, the right offer for the talent and the leaders or the niche experience we're looking for? So there are a few things. The biggest bargaining chip right now is flexibility. So the people I talk to have said if they're currently in a flex situation or an office situation, they will take the same or perhaps a little less to have a 100% at-home opportunity. So flexibility is one of the levers. Another thing that has really risen to the top with everyone being sick and having to go to the hospital and get tested and different medical issues coming up, benefits have become very important to people. So that's another lever, your benefit package. And the third lever is cash, money. So if we try to combine all three of these, what does it look like? So if you're not flexible, if you're expecting someone to show up into the office 5 days a week, you can expect to pay 20, 30, even 50% more than you did 2 years ago. To put this in perspective, if you had a role in your business that 2 years ago you were paying $100,000 a year for, and that person, you downsized them, and now you're looking to refill that position and you want them in the office, you can expect to pay $120,000 to even $150,000 for that skilled person, for the person with the same capacity and competency level. And now, if you are offering a little flexibility, that's going to come down a bit, right? You can use that flexibility as a bargaining chip, right? So maybe they're in a role right now where they do have some flexibility and you want them to come over to you. Yeah, you might be looking at a smaller increase, but people always switch jobs the better their station in life, so they're expecting an increase. So how can we look at this? Let's try to put this in perspective. So if your benefit package, all things being equal, your benefit package is the same as they currently have, we could look at it like this. If you're asking a person to be in the office more, so you're taking them from an at-home situation or a flexible situation, you're going to have to pay them more. And it's relative here. So if they're in an at-home situation, they're going to expect a big increase, 30 to 50% to commute to come to your job in office. If they're in a flex situation, that increase is going to probably be a little less. Now, if you're offering an at-home situation and they're currently in the office or on a flex schedule, if they're at 100% in office and you're offering at home, you might be able to get away with a lateral salary for the individual. If they're in a flex situation and they want to go home and be totally remote, you probably will need to give them a small increase to entice them over. But the message here is if you're expecting people to be in your office, you can expect to pay 30 to 50% more than you did 2 years ago. So a $100,000 employee 2 years ago is now a $120,000 to $150,000 employee. Now there are some ramifications of this as well. So if you want to maintain that $100,000 salary, then you have to adjust your expectation. You're going to get someone much more junior who's bringing a lot less capacity. You'll be hiring them more for their potential than for their experience, which means the results you'll get from that individual are going to take longer. You're going to have to be more patient. You're going to have to put training in place. You're going to have to nurture that talent to get them where you want. If you're looking for immediate impact, then you have to pay the top of the scale to entice someone to come to your business. And so this could throw your salary structure out of whack. The person who is sitting across the desk for them doing a similar role who's making 100, and now this person comes in and is making 130 to 150, we have two options. You can level up your entire organization's salary, but there is some risk in that because your labor cost is going to go up as a percentage. It could go up 10, 20, 30%. And now you're banking on revenue, or do you have to increase the price of your product or service? There's a lot of thought that has to go into leveling up your organization salary structure. Or you can go with the I'll pay you more than the other people, just don't tell them route. And that could work for a bit. But if one of your most loyal, trusted employees finds out they're making 20, 30, 50% less than the new hire, it's going to be hard to salvage that relationship, and they'll probably be gone. And right now, it's easy for them to go because there are more jobs than there are experienced people to fill them, which leads to our next point. So we've assessed the market and we've looked at, okay, we have this role. We know what levers we can pull. We have to look at our benefit package. If it's subpar, it's going to cost us more salary. If it's on par, we can use that as a bargaining chip. We can look at flexible, the three categories, the at-home, the flexible schedule, or the in-office, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And then we have salary, money. So once we know what levers we're going to pull, if we're going for a more junior individual or we're going to go for the experience and capacity we need to put together the right plan to get them in. Now, earlier I said there are more jobs than there are people. People are getting calls and messaged at a fast rate. They're getting several per week. So once we identify the talent we want, we have to put the right process together. And in this environment we're in, we really need to be moving quickly, and we need to be communicating consistently with our candidate. So if we have someone we like and we want them to be part of the team, you have to get it done in 5 to 10 days. You have to, from contact to offer. 10 days is a long time right now because people are getting multiple offers and they're getting them fast and they're generous offers. And the second thing we need to do is be communicating with them. So we have to be saying things like, are you interviewing for any other jobs? Hey, we're super interested in you. Can you give us 48 hours to just kind of debrief and get back to you? And if you get any offers in the interim or anything changes in your world, can you reach out to me, because we would hate to miss out because we didn't know you had another offer on the table. And then the third and final piece of this is you can't nickel and dime. Your best offer has to go out the first time. There's no room or time to negotiate. You have to understand these candidates, they'll have 3 offers in front of them. And if one is for 150 remote and one is for 140 flex and you're 120 in office, you're going to lose out every time. And not only are you losing out on the best candidates, you're losing out on your time and all the money that's associated with bringing these candidates in. So understand this market. We need the employees more than they need us right now. There's more jobs than people, and prices are going up. So if you are going to go into the market to try to hire a leader or that specialized talent, make sure you're understanding your ranges where you need to be, understand where your max is, and then have an efficient process with lots of communication, and make sure you get your best offer out first. People are not willing at this point today to fall for the old trust me. I know this is a little lower than you're expecting, but trust me, they won't trust you. They trust the people who are giving them the biggest offer. So make sure you're putting your best offer forward all the time. All right, so if you have any questions or comments about what we talked about today, drop those below here. Or if you have any topics you'd like us to cover, throw those in there as well. And make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can keep up to date on our videos. We try to drop them every week or two, so hit the subscribe button wherever it is around here, and we'll send those to your inbox. And until next time, stop grinding and start growing.